7th Canto, Chapter 13, Text 7. That's what it says. Can you repeat? Na sach, Shastresu, Sadyata, Nupajivita, Jivikam, Vadam, Sadyat, Sarkam, Vaksham, Kansha, Na, Samsrayat, Na sat Shastreshu Sadyata, Nopajivita Jivikam, Vadavadam Sadyat Tarkan, Vakshankam Shama Samsrayat, Na Sakshastreshu Sadyata, Nopajivita Jivikam, Vadavadam Sadyat Tarkan, Vakshankam Shama Samsrayat, Na Sakshastreshu Sadyata, Nopajivita Jivikam, Vadavadam Sadyat Tarkan, Vakshankam Shama Samsrayat, Someone else? Ladies?
Nasachastresu sajeta, Nopajiveta jivikam, Vadavam styajitarkanam, Vaksankam chana samshrayet.
Not. Asat Shastresu. Literature like newspapers, novels, dramas, and fiction. Sadyata. One should be attached. Or should indulge in reading. Nor. Upajivita. One should try to live. Jivikam. Upon some professional literary career. Vadavadam. Unnecessary arguments on different aspects of philosophy. Tyajat. One should give up. Tarkam. Arguments and counter-arguments. Faction. Kansha. Any. Now, samsrayet, should take shelter of. Translation. Literature that is a useless waste of time. In other words, literature without spiritual benefit should be rejected. One should not become a professional teacher as a means of earning one's livelihood, nor should one indulge in arguments and counter-arguments, nor should one take shelter from any cause or faction. Purport. A person desiring to advance in spiritual understanding should be extremely careful to avoid reading ordinary literature. The world is full of ordinary literature that creates unnecessary agitation in the mind. Such literature, including newspapers, dramas, novels, and magazines, is factually not meant for advancement in spiritual knowledge. Indeed, it has been described as a place of enjoyment for crowds, tadva yasam tirtam. Anyone advancing in spiritual knowledge must reject such literature. Furthermore, one should not concern oneself with the conclusions of various logicians or philosophers. Of course, those who preach sometimes need to argue with the contentions of opponents. But as much as possible, one should avoid an argumentative attitude. In this connection, Srila Madhvacharya says, Aprayojana pakshana samsraye na prayojana pakshisham na vritta sishyavanda krit na sudasina sashtrani na viruddhani shadyaset na vyakyayo pativata na nisiddham samacharet evam bhuttu yati yati tadeka sarano harim. There's no need to take shelter of unnecessary literature or concern oneself with many so-called philosophers and thinkers who are useless for spiritual advancement. Nor should one accept a disciple for the sake of fashion or popularity. One should be cautious to these so-called shastras, neither opposing nor favoring them, and one should not earn one's livelihood by taking money for explaining shastras. A sannyasi must always be neutral and seek the means to advance in spiritual life, taking full shelter under the lotus feet of the Lord. End of purport. Nama Om Vishnu Praya Krishna Krishna Vitale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachaya Nivise Sasingavali Kusvichara. So the verse was Na Satchastre Satyeta No Padive Tajivikam Vada Vadam Tajetarkam Paksankam Shanasam Sraye. Literature that is a useless waste of time. In other words, literature without spiritual benefit should be rejected. One should not become a professional teacher as a means of earning one's livelihood, nor should one indulge in arguments and counter-arguments, nor should one take shelter from any cause or faction. So this is Canto 7. Chapter 13, let's see, I guess. The chapter is called The Behavior of a Perfect Person. And here is indicated in the purport about the sannyas. So the sannyas is supposed to be a perfect person. Because he has left everything behind. The challenge is in modern time, as my personal experience, The challenge here is, as a son, just to leave everything behind. People come and give you, oh here, Maharaj, take this, what do you mean? And then to be detached, to leave everything behind. Because it seems like impolite and you give something and just throw it. You have to pass it on somehow or another, and that's a challenge. Maybe we're not used to that. There was this example of, how was it? After the battle of Kurukshetra, Yudhishthira was going to make a sacrifice, but he had no resources. It was all, the bank account was empty. The bank account. The treasure house was empty. So then Krishna gave him a tip. That once a long time ago, there was a king who made yajnas in Himalayas. And he rewarded the Brahmanas so nicely with gold items. But in those times, the Brahmanas were so self-satisfied that they went away with these gold items, plates and cups and whatever. And they, coming a little bit, they thought, you know, why are we going to carry around this stuff? So they just kind of throw it there. Left it there by the side of the road or something. And apparently no one else picked it up either. That's quite interesting. Look, gold. Let's take it. It's obviously for me, he would say. You know, someone put it there. Well, in any case, I have enough. I have my drinking cup and my plate. Maybe it's gold or not, doesn't matter. I don't think. So in any case, so then he said, I think it was Arjuna, on a campaign or collecting tour. So sometimes I were collecting, what is called, campaigns. I would collect for something. So he went there on the direction of Krishna and found all these gold items, took them and brought them back, and this way Yudhishthira Maharaj got refillment in the bank account, in the treasure box, so that he could make a nice yajna. In case that, the point there is a detachment. I mean, not being attached to it, because also understood in South America, I mean, they had a lot of gold there. And then these conquistadors came and said, wow, gold, let's take it, you know. And then these people kind of look at them, what's strange people, you know, all this gold. Because in one sense, gold is quite useless. Because it's quite soft. You can't really do much with it besides decorations and, you know. Maybe it's healthy also, so it has some good qualities. Because the quality of gold is that it doesn't deteriorate. It doesn't corrode. And that is a real thing. Therefore also we use that gold teeth. And then instead of gold teeth, you have mercury teeth. Quicksilver, they put this quicksilver. And nowadays they have plastic fillings, because the prophet said also, instead of gold bangles, they have plastic bangles for the ladies. That was also in South India. We still today can see, this was 20 years ago or something. We were on a bus tour or something, where there's a Padayatra was there and something, and then would go on this old lady with a sari that looked quite washed out, and something, big cubes were hanging from the ears here, and it was like hanging down on his shoulder. And then Prabhupada said, that's gold. The lady was, was not a very nice, not just washed out, sorry, like pensioner or something, but then having these big gold things hanging from the ears. Quite cool. Because sometimes Sometimes it's happened that they get robbed and they just get off the earsleeve and take the property. Crazy things happen. When people go, that's Kali Yuga's, Kali, the personality of Kali has entered the gold. And he wasn't given any place by Maharaj Parikshit. Well, he was given places that didn't fit him. Places that didn't exist for him to take. But they give me one place more, okay. You can go where the hoard gold. The goldsmith. The goldsmith, he had some arrangement for keeping gold. So they also ended up becoming bankers. And then they started to have money. They left the gold there and then they got like something, proof that they had gold there. And then banking and money, and this was Kali entering into it. And then the devil of Kali enters and says, oh, gold. we became very excited. Look, I have gold ring, I have, got a real gold, I think I actually got a real gold coin as a donation once. Okay. So the point is actually, the goal is one thing. The point is to be in detachment for the perfect person, to be a perfect person. And also I say that my slogan is, if you're happy with what you have, you will always have enough. Because maybe sometimes you need a little bit more, but as the general principle, I might need a better car. Well, maybe. When it breaks down and doesn't function anymore, yeah, then you need a new car. Just like when our body doesn't function anymore, then we will leave it behind. It's like another car. But here is the perfect person. He doesn't care if a perfect person. Okay? So now you have to decide for yourself whether you're a perfect person. Whether you want to be a perfect person. Do you even want to be a perfect person? The literature that is a useless waste of time. In other words, literature without spiritual benefit should be rejected. In general, I suppose we agree on it, but then, well, you know, this is a little bit interesting here, and this is a little bit interesting here. One funny read at Long Beach, and some socialist maybe, said to myself, well, no, I only read Prabhupada's books and fictions. You're such an intelligent person, why do you read fictions? I didn't ask that. But if you desire to advance in spiritual understanding, then we read that what is favorable for our spiritual life. Because we take that favorable for our spiritual life, because then I say you may have to choose yourself what is favorable for your spiritual life, the execution of your spiritual life. But it's some, in any case, I'm getting my karma, so you know that I've been, well, basically everywhere we go there's been war, okay? Besides in Sweden, there hasn't been war for 200 years or so. And then it's like interesting to know what happened, you know what it does, but then you get into, then say, okay, here Maharaj, here's a book explaining. You start to read, well, it's not a fiction, it's a documentary. It doesn't give us like how these war pictures in one way can enter the mind, so to say. And then of course that's one thing, then the next thing you get, well, here's a CD and everything. You get all these impressions of bombs and cannons and whatever it is. How I speak that, maybe I could other things also, ladies and whatever, intrigues and all kinds of things we can read about, and it kind of sticks in the mind. Of course, the question is how long does it stick? Okay, so in some way we should try to keep our mind clear, or heart clear. How is it that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, There was a story in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Yeah, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He had I think it was a son-in-law. What's his name? Morga? Or maybe it was a Morga. But the son-in-law was criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And let's see if I remember the story. I think, oh yes, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Who was it? I think Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Inviting Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to meet. And of course, he wanted to feed Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very nicely. But then the son-in-law came, just look at this son, he's eating so much. And some of them wanted Bhattacharya standing there with a stick, garden, so that this nonsense son-in-law should not come and disturb the scene. When he comes there, then he meets him and he reacts him, and I think he curses him, better you die, better that my daughter is a widow. And such a husband, such a son-in-law. His father says, better you be a widow. Because, watch out. So then what happened is, son-in-law, he got, what was he got? He got some tuberculosis, or he got something. In any case, he got very deadly sick. He was about to die. Well, then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes there and speaks with him, touching him, and puts his hand on his chest or something. In any case, he becomes well. But the point is, he says, you know, why you're a Brahmana, it was like a Brahmana, why are you letting these dirty things come into your heart? So that, you know, I'm a Brahmana, I have a sacred thread. I'm very advanced. Second initiation, yes, very good. That means you should keep your heart clean. You should not let pride and prestige and greed and whatever. Lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and what more? Envy be in your heart. That is. In the 10th canto, there's a description of how we know that before Krishna came, there was these Sadgarbhas manifesting, taking birth from Devaki, and they were all, each one, killed by Kamsa. How crazy. And then finally, Balaram comes and purifies the atmosphere, and then he transfers to Rohini. And then Krishna manifests out of these Sadgarbhas, and then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains how these Sadgarbhas represented this Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Yes. So in order for Krishna to manifest, these Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mada, Moha, Mada, Matsarya must be eradicated. The dirty things in our heart must be cleaned, must be cleaned away. So it should be cleaned away. I keep a little bit dirt. It's natural. Yeah, maybe it is in this world. It may or may not be what Krishna wants. Because Krishna is very kind. So if Krishna appears, he will be purified. So we may then pray to Krishna that in spite of the fact that there's dirty things in our heart, kindly bless me, that maybe can qualify to receive Krishna in my heart. We can, you know, meditation, enter the heart with a broomstick. Clean up as an image. Once I did something like that, and it was very nice. What was that? Visualization, okay. You know, that's a important thing. We can read about it in books. Okay, let's read that. Visualizing. Going to the other. I just took the heart as a heart, you know, thought, But then all of a sudden the heart was a garden and there was a swing. In any case, okay, you can visualize there was like Radha Krishna in a way manifest. Goes for a short while. Sometimes that happens. The challenge is to always be in that state. Because the challenge we have is to be always be in that state, and the fact of in face of the fact that we have to function in this modern society. If you just could go to Radhakund and be Bhagavati, it's fine. But even if you would go, most probably, even if you go to Radhakund and just be Bhagavati, something would come in between. There was one Prabhu at the end there. I'm sure that many Bhagavatis is very serious in survey. It's very hard around Govardhan. I mean, it's hard to make it, but this Prabhu said, well, okay, everything we have in ISKCON, we have there also. Pedophilia, divorce, this, that, whatever. Different fractions. You go there, you will also find it. So the question is if it's a place or in a state of mind. I mean, of course, a place can be favorable, okay? One place can be more favorable than like that. But we can't use a place as an excuse. Oh, I'm not in the right place, therefore I'm kind of money. Maybe there's some truth in that. I mean, okay, but we go into, I don't know if I go to there, I'm sorry, but you make Harinam and Juliana, no Juliana, Sattva. Harinam is yeah. So in one sense, when we go in that attitude of Harinam, then okay, there is this temptation, this tempting, what is it, replacement, what do you call window, what do you call that? How do you say?
The windows.
The window, yeah, the windows. But they're where they have their, not people, windows. In the department store, you have this window you put up all those things. Yeah. Oh, there's some sports equipment. Okay, so it's a little bit challenged. But when we go with Harinam, actually, it's very nice because that creates an atmosphere, and actually we counter the influence. People, instead of being distracted from the Maya, what are these people doing? What are they chanting? What are they doing? Oh, yes, the Hare Krishna is coming again. Very nice. So in the case of the place, in one sense, place is one thing, but then also the question is what do we do in the place? We can go to this place, very nice place. I like it very much. But the question is, what do you do there? Because you chant Hare Krishna, very seriously. But in any case, you can chant Hare Krishna very seriously anywhere. But of course, there is places that's more favorable. Like that. But we can't just say, oh, because I'm in the wrong place, therefore I come to it. I must be in India. Okay, well, good luck. Go to India. I'm sorry, but some places is really nice there for spiritual life. Around Govardhan or in Vrindavan or Mayapur. Maybe the sannyas is actually not houses. They shouldn't stay more than 3 days in one place. If you stay more, and there's such a statement about Vrindavan also. If you're not so advanced, you shouldn't go more than 3 days. Because after 3 days you start to notice, oh, it's dirty there, or this there, and the Bible is politics. You end up committing offenses in your mind. And then instead of being purified, someone said you can become putrefied. Or at least you can, if the offenses come in Vrindavan, Mayapur is safer because in Navavi, offenses doesn't count, they say. That's a statement. In Vrindavan, the offenses count, and there, if you do something spiritually, it has so much greater potency, but if you do something material, then that also. Okay, so Krishna is very kind. Because essentially Prabhupada had established and put a movement going, where more and more, these temples were established, is being established, and it gradually pops up a little bit here and there, where we can go, and we can keep Bhagavatam, we can speak Bhagavatam, and we can listen to Bhagavatam, and there's nice kirtan, bhajans, there's a worship, there's deities, that's being worshipped and decorated, so we can come and maybe breathe out for a moment. It is a difference where you are. But of course, you can still also come to the temple and not really be there, so to say. So, one sense, what's our intention? Okay, in Stockholm, Sweden, we have this far-out preaching center, like Fridhemsplan, Vindas, and Hare Krishna Center. And that's a really difference. You really notice a difference in one sense. There you go, this is a busy street, there's all these buses stop, people going off and going up and down, rolling around, and then just 25 meters from the entrance to the underground station, there is Govindas, the vegetarian restaurant, or Krishna restaurant, with a temple and a shop. So when you come outside and then you open the door and and then you have Prabhupada's bhajans, or at least some kirtans and bhajans like that on the sound system, okay, not live thing. Yes. And you go in and then there's a temple, you can go in and sit down. So it's a completely different world. Okay, that's what was the point. Okay. Yes, Prabhupada established nice places like that. So even in the middle there, of course, you may say, oh nice, let's have that. Very place. But it has its price to keep it. It's a big rent. You can see what happens coming here. Okay, the point is, have a pure heart so that Krishna can enter and be there. And because Prabhupada, he had a mission, okay? Therefore, I think, maybe it was because he had a mission. He was a missionary now. Therefore, he could go to the West and preach. But that's also, if you just go to, I'm just going to be there, then there is a danger of us being, if you're just going to be there, well, what are you going to do? The question is, what are you going to do there? But if you have like a mission, purpose, like you could say, Zagreb, you go there. So, you go there with Harinam every Saturday, kind of something like that. You go there with a purpose. Or you go to the town because you're going to get something. So you have a purpose. Not that I'm going to enjoy. You just go there. You don't just go there, you go there with a purpose. And that way, Prabhupada went with a purpose to the Western world, with a purpose of making kirtan, bhajan, and regular preaching. Therefore you could do this. If they wouldn't go with that purpose, you will not be able to make it. So that's having a purpose. We can say having a purpose in life to become Krishna conscious. Then we can say pass by the obstacles. Okay, a pure heart, maybe a pure purpose, a clear purpose of progressing in Krishna consciousness. Let's see here. Time is going. So here was also reference to this in the first canto. Let's see. Prabhupada refers here to literature that are like place of enjoyment of the crowd. Okay. This is the third chapter of the first Chastitra Padam Hare Yaso Jagat Pavitram Prati Grinita Karichit Tadvasam Chitam Usami Manasam Mayatraham Saniraman Utsit Shayaham. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crowds. Since they're all perfect persons, we speak about the perfect persons, are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there. But that's like me. Okay. If we derive pleasure there, then understand we're not so perfect. I just take it that way. That's okay. You're not. Well, then take it. I'm not perfect. And be humble. And desire to become perfect. And we may enter. On the other hand, next verse. On the other hand, that literature, which is full of description of the transcendental glories of the name, fame, form, vastness, etc., of the unlimited Supreme Lord, is a different creation, full of transcendental words directed towards bringing about a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literatures, even though imperfectly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest. And that Prabhupada also put in the beginning of the Bhagavatam. In his introduction there, he quoted these words. With the word that even though it's imperfectly composed, the grammar is not perfect or the English is not perfect, men who are thoroughly honest, they will appreciate. They will read and they will appreciate. So, challenge for us is to be honest and honestly speak our realizations of Krishna consciousness. And honest people, serious people, honest people will appreciate and take benefit. And there's always, of course, it's Kali Yuga, so there's not much honesty left. But there's always something. There's someone. When I started in Hungary in 1970, one of the first summer there, we were going up in Harinam, distributing some back to Godheads, German back to Godheads they produced. The point that, oh, we go there to find the devotee. There's so many people passing by. Look for the devotee. Now there may be thousands and thousands of people and they don't care. That's okay, but you find one person that cares or takes interest, that has a value. So one honest person, then it's worth it. Probably establish all these things. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said something, all this, it's okay if we just make one pure devotee. We make one devotee, good devotee, a pure devotee, a good devotee, a serious devotee. And that is worth it. In any case, it's always worth it because it counters the influence of nature kami, the preaching does. Okay, then Prabhupada quoted here Madhvacharya. He says, there is no need to take shelter of unnecessary literature or concern oneself with many so-called philosophers or thinkers who are useless for spiritual advancement. Nor should one accept a disciple, for the sake of fashion. It's like reverse. Usually we say that you shouldn't accept a guru for the sake of, for fashion or popularity. I will say, so and so. Sometimes I think maybe such a contaminations may, who is your guru? How many disciples does he have? Here is the guru has to watch out. Oh yes, this is a very rich man, this is a very prominent person that had him as a disciple, or something like that could. I don't think that's a problem. In case it's a warning. One should be callous to this code. Okay, one should be callous to these so-called Shastras, neither opposing nor favoring them. And one should not earn one's livelihood by taking money for explaining Shastra. The sannyasi, but then it says the sannyasi. It sounds like he speaks about the sannyasi. Must always be neutral and seek the means to advance in spiritual life, taking full shelter of the Lord's feet, the Lord. And being neutral is in one sense, okay, we don't read that. We don't really speak too much. There's something speaking here, the place, pilgrimage place with crowds. And okay, we stated it. We leave it there. You have your books. Anyways, I have my books standing on the shelf. We can leave them. Not making because it's said factions. And that's a challenge with us devotees also. I mean, in this world, it always ends up with factions. Well, no, it should be this way, it should be that way, and then we become friends and enemies. And that's okay. There may also be a place for factions or differences of opinion and way of approaching in certain ways. That's the Prabhupada had his way of preaching, and others may or may not agree with it. So we don't make a point of it, so to say, more than necessary at least. Because the thing is not to point out the other's fault, is to yourself do the right thing. So we should do the right thing. And then those who honest will follow, may follow. And then we can complain. Competitors and this and that. Okay, with these so-called Shastras, it says, these so-called Shastras, of course, and just one thing is, they said, better know one scripture well than many a little bit. So, nowadays I have a problem. In the beginning, when I was a young brahmachari and this, it's a new book, take it and read it, and then it's a new book, coming from Prabhupada, and then you had Prabhupada biography, okay, let's read it, and then you had, I don't know what was it, they collected written down conversations with Prabhupada. We have this, there's only 27 volumes. I started to read that, When I got to volume 17, I couldn't really keep up. Because it's just, you have all these things, and then you have these compilations of Prabhupada instructions this way and that way, and then you get the other books that describes the pastimes of the Lord, etc. going on. And I assume it's all good. It's all about Krishna, so it's not in the category of what we have described here. But at one point it's like, how much can you, okay, raise it by Let me try to make sure that at least reading the Bhagavatam properly. Then we have the Chaitanya Charitamrita and the Priya Bhagavatamrita going on. Someone said to read through Prabhupada's book, you would spend 2 hours a day, every day reading. Harikesh said that sometime. In the GBC, that comes to that conclusion. And if you seriously 2 hours a day read Prabhupada's book, then you will be able to read through them all in 3 years. I mean, actually, it's quite something to chew on, or to digest or take in, so to say. And then you're getting all these other things. In any case, I say, you take something important and maybe good at that. And I think that was said also in connection with this point here, not being like making a professional, being a speaker from different disciplines. So when I know this scripture, I know that scripture and everything. Now, if you take something, and you know that person and you speak about that, it's a serious preacher. Take some. In any case, that's one way of approaching it. And not taking money, doing as a service for Krishna. Because we may have different seminars and things. I don't really take money for that, but sometimes. Because then maybe that's in a different category. We should say like, from speaking of the Bhagavatam and the spiritual scriptures, in one sense that you shouldn't make that mounting activity. And it's a little bit like making the deity worship not as a means to livelihood. Make it as a means to preaching or progressing spiritually, not as a means to livelihood. Because that's maybe at the same time, studying the scriptures and speaking the scriptures, not as a means of livelihood, but as a means of lifting the consciousness of your own consciousness and the consciousness of the world. Okay, I said something, so maybe it's a question. Krishna. Yes, please.
I have a question. I was there when Sachinanda Maharaj took sannyas.
Okay.
So I was curious, but I would never ask. What is the procedure? What do you do when you become sannyas?
What do you do after you became a sannyas?
No, what is the, how to say, the procedure of becoming sannyas?
Becoming sannyas.
Yeah, taking sannyas.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to know?
Yes.
Okay, good. I will explain to you. Then I'm there. Sachinanda Swami got sannyas, I think, a little bit after me. I got 86 in Mayapur. And then I'm there, it was like someone recommended you. And then in my case, someone recommended me. I thought it was a good idea, and of course I thought it was a good idea also. Well, I had been in India a couple of years earlier, 83, and then I was as a brahmachari there, and I've been a little bit fixed up. And then I saw this new sunglasses there, and I was coming, and I thought, wow. No, they had this thing they made in Yagya. I thought, I want to be there. Okay, so the procedure to become sannyas. So this important point. From that point on, I was sitting and chanting my japa in the temple room, and it was Gorpunim, around Gorpunim time. And it wasn't like nowadays when there was thousands, there were maybe hundreds of devotees. And but I was sitting there in the morning, and then as the sannyasis came into the temple room, each sannyas, I didn't go up to them, but I just made my obeisances each time I saw a sannyas enter. And then I think I came to Yoga Pit, and there I prayed. Actually, I won sannyas. I think I prayed. And then I came to Vrindavan, and then I went, that's very important.
Excuse me?
It is very important. I came to Vrindavan, this is important. Then I ended up at Radha Damodar Mandir, maybe for a Kadasi, I was chanting. And then I was praying at Rupa Goswami Samadhi Mandir. I don't know if I prayed in Prabhupada's rooms, but I know that I was at Rupa Goswami Samadhi Mandir. And I was making my prayer there also. Let me know if it's possible, if you know something like that. And then I did nothing. And like 1.5 years later, I was recommended to sannyas. And then you had someone so this was more my internal process. And then, but then the external is that someone recommended you, and then the DBC thought it was a good idea also. Of course, the one who recommended me and the DBC both had their own ideas. What it would mean. Who's the Lord, so to speak. So politics, that was the reality. I had their reasons, I had my reason. And then we came to Mayapur, and then there was a little bit of a meeting, sannyasis like asking you. And I passed the test, and I got it. Then Sachinanda Swami was supposed to have some recommendation, this and that from the GBC and like that. That was then. But then nowadays, I don't know really what you do, where you write to Prahlad Swami. Or somewhere, I think, then you need to get like recommendation from every local, national council and senior devotees and other sannyasis who know you, you can say that, oh, I know him, he's good. And then they have, then you can get on the waiting list, with a 5-year waiting list to see, and you like observe them. You give him tasks that you need, just go there and preach, and go there and preach, and go there and preach. And eventually you may end up getting sannyas. This is made in such a way as to kind of try to get a good quality of with devotees taking sannyas who has also hopefully a proper motivation, so to say. In any case, next time Prahlad Swami passes by, you ask him.
Yeah, I was interested in initiation from your sannyasa guru. Did you got some special meditation on Krishna, Radha and Krishna, maybe some special way of devoting yourself?
No, I didn't.
No.
That's a basic fact. You got a mantra, there's a sannyas mantra. And even that, I'm not sure if I got it right. I'm sorry. In any case, we're going to say it in the beginning or the end of the guide. I didn't get that. But it may happen that nowadays someone may get that from your sannyas guru. I just got the danda and the name and there you go. But I just make the point whether or not in some way it's good for a spiritual life because it certainly puts you in a sort of, well, now you're sannyas. It was an experience to begin as a brahmachari, come out as a sannyas. The challenge was actually to notice how the women reacted in India, at least in India. I wasn't really prepared for that. They didn't look at you. Maybe it used to give the West and over here came looking or something. But here they didn't look at it. It was like a little wait. Krishna. So in some way it makes a difference at the same time. If you want to progress in spiritual life, progress in spiritual life is not dependent on it. It may be helpful, but it's not dependent. Okay. Good luck. In any case, whether you will take sannyas or not take sannyas. Dedicate body, mind and words to the narrations of the Lord as described in the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam. In 14th chapter, verse 3. Lord Brahma's praise to Krishna. I like that one because it's very practical. Don't change your ashram, don't change your social position. But body, mind and words, dedicate yourself to the narrations of the pastimes and the glories of the Lord, as described by himself and by his pure devotees. I find that's sannyas. That's good. And if you are a little bit brahminical, you have some good intelligence and like that. If you do that and you read and study and like that, then you naturally will preach. What you can will naturally come out. And people will say, oh, that's nice, but please give us Sunday feast lecture, come here. And Sunday feast or lectures. You don't need to do anything artificial. It will naturally come. If you put yourself in that position, chanting and hearing about the glories of the Lord and hearing from the Bhagavatam. But if that doesn't happen, you read the story and you don't become, then most probably it's better not to take some. Management position and this and that considerations, that's not good.
those who are inimical to whatsoever, we should also be neutral. So if you can say why it's so important.
Because I may also ask, why do you get so agitated? You know? I mean, that's the question. Why is it agitated? No, it's strong. It's strong. Okay, point fingers and 3 fingers pointed to set. It's like, so it's, in this world, for the devotees, they are like walking more neutral in this world. They know this world is not good. At the same time, it's a creation of Krishna. At the same time, you know, there's all these spirit souls. At the same time, we can preach. So, I take it a little bit, but that's my version. Some are good at finding the faults and like that, and maybe that's their function. Krishna makes it that way, you know. Some should find faults, okay? Kind of keeps things up, so to say, but in the general principle is to be neutral. No, what I say is useful is like, if I'm neutral, if I you know, if there's this Prabhu or Mataji, she really annoys me. Or maybe I have some issues with him or her. You know, then when she comes into the room, he or she comes into the room, I'm like, there will not be a piece of money. So why my mind is reacting? So there's something, there may be something in me also that needs to be corrected in order to. So it's important, I just say well, it says here. It doesn't say it's very important, but it gives like it's a principle. Because then when you're neutral, then you can leave it. It's okay, no problem. I will not take it with me into the grave. Because that's a challenge. Maybe I had someone. I have to make some kind of peace. Because if I don't make peace with this person, then I was going to carry this with me to my grave. Hopefully I don't get buried. It's my personal desire. But I will not carry it with me into my death. And then if I carry it into my death, then I will ever have to take another birth to deal out with complication. So in order not to have to return, it's better to be neutral. Then I can just leave it. I'm going. There is Krishna, there's Radha Krishna, you know, Prabhupada. Please accept me. Hey, I'm going to have this. But well, then you may have to return to whatever. That's my. At the same time, Prabhupada is not to be pointed out, but we point out the principle. This is wrong. But then again, Prabhupada was like very kind to everyone. He could be very heavy, but it's Krishna. Kadinara Dhammajo, his name was, and then personally is like that. But at the same time, it takes some prasad. And also later, if it's a personal problem, you can say it, then it will be like, with the Prabhupada would say statement at the same time be detached, let's say. Because sometimes you got angry. We learn from that there's instances when we get